Hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for joining me this Monday morning. Today's conversation is going to be a fun one. It's all about medical marijuana and its use and how it helps with Parkinson's disease and other things, but more specifically, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Parkinson's and how it does help and affect Parkinson's. So this is the topic that not many like to talk about, but a lot of studies are showing that the use of medical marijuana has been very beneficial for people who are struggling with Parkinson's disease and other neurodegenerative diseases. It helps to improve some of their symptoms, including the slowness, the bradykinesia, the motor symptoms, things like that, the tremors, the stiffness, a lot of pain that people may be associated with Parkinson's disease. So just so you understand, Parkinson's can affect everybody differently, and everybody can have different symptoms. But through the use of medical marijuana, it has been shown that people can actually reduce their symptoms and possibly even reduce their medication intake. So one of the things that I'm just starting to learn about and educate myself is about how medical marijuana is truly helping. And obviously I've tried different types, but I'm starting to learn about the different strains of medical marijuana. So what I didn't understand is that the cannabis plant actually is categorized into three sections. So there's Indica, there's Sativa, and then there's hybrid. And of course, these are all things that I'm now just educating myself upon, and I wanted to just empower others with the same information because I do believe education is honestly key and core when you are dealing with this. So sativa are those that are known to increase your energy and focus, and it's really something that you want to probably use throughout the day, especially if you're working, if you want to stay focused and energized in your work and things like that. Indicas promote more relaxation. It does help reduce anxiety, and it does enhance your sleep, but it's more of like the evening use because you're probably going to be locked to the couch and more of like the calming, relaxing effect. So if you're gonna go between sativa and indica, it's just depending on what you're looking for. For me, I want the energy, I want the focus, I want to be productive, so I choose to go with the sativa. The third is the hybrid, which is sort of like the cross breed indica and sativa strains, and the hybrid is sort of like a blend of both of them. So again, it sort of gives you the idea of the three different types of blends that you can choose from. Again, sativa, indica, or the hybrid, and that's going to be dependent on how each of those make you feel. So now there's tons and tons of different types of strains within these different ones, within sativa, indica, and hybrid. So it's about choosing the strain that's right for you, and that might take a lot of time. Now it's also about understanding the cannabinoids that are in the plant. So the cannabinoids are actually the chemical compounds found in the cannabis plants, right? So this is what actually binds and reacts the system to produce the therapeutic effects that it has on for those with Parkinson's or other kinds of illness. So remember, it has thousands and hundreds of compounds in the cannabinoids. So again, it's all about understanding the strains and being able to know which strains are affecting you the most or which are actually doing its job. So specifically for Parkinson's, the sativa strain is the one that I specifically have found to be more useful. It's a little bit of a lighter strain, and it does have the effects where it keeps you elevated, it keeps you energetic, it keeps you focused, and of course it's more for the daytime use because I am working throughout the day. So those are the ones that you would want to look at specifically for Parkinson's. And then within sativa, there's a lot of different strains also. So it's going to be dependent upon your individual symptoms and exactly what's happening to you that you're going to want to look into those different types of strains. Now, one of the things that I did do was visit a dispensary over the weekend, which is how I became so interested in empowering myself with this information. And they were extremely, extremely helpful to sort of guide and give me some ideas of what works and what doesn't work. And of course, there's different ways that you can approach this too. There's edibles, there's oils, there's topicals. There's a ton of other ways that you can use medical marijuana. Of course, you can also apply for the medical marijuana card. So for those of you that are interested in that, take a look at that because that's something that you definitely can look into that can help with some of the cost of this. And then it's also about understanding the different types of strains and just understanding the different types of definitions that sort of go along with it. So for instance, terpenes is a term that's used to it's kind of responsible for the taste and the aroma of the cannabis. So if you get something and you sort of smell it and taste it, that's known as the terpenes, and these compounds have the ability to sort of boost and expand the therapeutic effects that the cannabinoids has. So this THC and the THCA, and from what I'm understanding and learning, for Parkinson's or for people who are suffering from neurodegenerative diseases, you want to have the THCA effect, which is what is the compound that sort of helps with the therapeutic effects as we're talking about. So those are just a couple things to keep in mind. So as I keep educating and empowering myself, I will continue to educate and empower all of you as well, whoever out there is interested. I just think this is such an interesting topic, and since I'm learning a little bit about it, what better way to spread my knowledge and to share with all of you. So again, we're talking a little bit today about cannabis and medical marijuana and how it's helpful for Parkinson's disease. Now specifically for me, what have I seen from it? I have seen it reduced in my tremors. I have been able to see a lot of increase in my movements. It definitely has helped in many ways. So I do see the effects of medical marijuana for me specifically. And again, everybody may be different. So I would just take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt and just understand that everyone is going to approach this differently. But it's also about education and awareness, and just making sure that you are speaking to the right people. I do think that visiting a dispensary is a great idea because, like I said, it was my first trip over the weekend, and it definitely was very educational, and she gave me a lot of good information. She also sent me home with a little booklet where I can sort of write down my symptoms and how each of the different strains that I'm trying has helped, and what has improved or what hasn't improved. So that's just a way to see what you have to work on. So I just advise you to take a look at it if you are suffering with something that you think medical marijuana may be able to help. Again, speak to your doctor, check out the medical marijuana, the card, all that stuff. But just stay educated, stay empowered, and stay tuned for my videos on YouTube from Simply Real, because I will keep updating you as I go along and as I keep educating and empowering myself. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for joining in this morning, and I wish you all a beautiful, healthy Monday morning. Take care, everyone.